Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, welcome to the Commonwealth cabin. I usually start the videos outside this time of year because I like the fall, but it's raining today, so we got to start it in here, which is still cool because I love this place. And we got a bunch of sales to get through today. The store is just about completely back up and new listings are about, whoops, something just fell. New listings are just about ready to roll out there, so it took me longer than I thought, but we're going to talk about that in a later video, talk about the process a little bit. I have a topic that I want to talk about based on a comment that I read the other day about pay to play, aka promoted listings, and I want to get your feedback on that a little bit today, but we got a lot of great sales. Let's take a look. I doubt with this rain we'll see too many Commonwealth critters come in here today. They like to be lazy in there with Blue Ridge Mama. Not that Blue Ridge Mama is lazy. Don't tell her I said that. I meant they like to be lazy in there with her while she's working. All right, I don't even know where this is. Give me a minute. That didn't take long. I had to move one bag and find it. This was one of my favorite buys this summer. This was at the Joyce Junk Sale. Went there with my wife. And this bag, I think, was $1. And it is an old ski bag. Scott USA ski bag, and it's in pretty darn good condition right there. Check that out. Orange on that side, yellow on that side, and I picked it up, no comps whatsoever. I put it out there for like $75. I just figured I'd put it high. It didn't sell for that, but it did sell for $45. That's not bad. I'll take that for sure. $1 into $45 plus shipping. This next one I put out there on auction because I couldn't quite find the right comp for it. And it was just a pain, and I'm like, you know what, just put it out there on auction. It's going to find some value. And it did. It's a Mahjong set, if I pronounce that right. And it had a book in it that had some value. The little book inside, I'll show you here in a second. And I almost listed it separate because I don't think it goes with this particular set, but we ended up not. This one right here, the rules. And that one, it's got a little damage here. That one sold. If I were to list it, I probably would have listed it like 75 bucks. And who knows how long it would have sat. So I put it out there on auction, sold for $42.75 plus shipping. I want you to start thinking about your opinions on promoted listings here in a second, because I'm going to read a comment. I want to get your feedback on it. I'm walking around in circles today. I think it's over here. This was the very first item I bought at the very first sale at the Reseller Rally on Friday. And I paid $3 for it. It is a Sally costume from Nightmare Before Christmas, size medium. And I think we listed it, I don't even know what it sold for here. I think we listed it for maybe $45. And somebody sent me an offer for $30. And I think, although this says $39.95, maybe we got full price. I turned one of them down. I think we got full price here. Or not full price. I don't remember. We sold it for $39.95 plus shipping. And it has the makeup and stuff still in the case. So $3 into $40 plus shipping. Y'all, I had to turn the heater on for the first time the other day. So we are officially exiting yard sale season around here, unfortunately. But there'll still be a few good weeks left, I suppose. I already took an item out of here. I put it over on the desk because I didn't want to. I gotta get it turned the right way so my license plate shows. I'm gonna leave out Montana. So I put it over here already because I tore the bag and I didn't want anything to fall out of it. So this was an interesting one. I want to get your opinion on this too. So this is, what is the name of this one here? Lego Castle Forestman 6066. There are some crazy comps for this if it is guaranteed to be complete. So when I bought this, jeez, I got all this stuff sticking to it. When I bought this, it was like this. It was all apart and whatever. There's a little bone there. I was wondering if that was in there. And I'm like, there's no way in God's green earth that I'm putting this thing together. And I didn't. And so the question was, what price did I need to put on it? There it is right there. And so I just decided, looking at all the comps, that I could get this thing sold around $100. And it took up a lot of space. So I'm like, I'm going to put it out there at 95 bucks. And it sold pretty darn quick. I was pretty happy with how quickly this thing sold. And let me know, would you put this thing together and verify all the pieces if you knew you could get $200 for it? Or if you put it together, and you didn't have all the pieces, then you're not getting $200 for it. So personally, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a big fan of putting Legos together. My wife does every once in a while, but I just can't do it. I paid next to nothing for it, so $95 is pretty good, plus shipping. I'm going to grab one more item really quickly here, and then we're going to read this comment from a viewer. The viewer is also a reseller, and they didn't sound too happy. And I think they have some good points, but I don't totally agree with all of them. And I want to get your opinion on it as well. WCW Nitro, this one sold for $10.95. Free shipping. By the way, after that discussion, we're going to announce the winner for the My Go-To tape in just a little bit. And this video, along with the next 6 videos, regardless if I mention it or not, put My Go-To tape in the comments below, and you'll be entered to win some tape from American Bubble Boy. This was in response to a video like last week, I think. So, well, eBay is just, this is William. I don't usually put the comments up there with the name on it, but it was a public comment, so I don't suppose they'd mind anyways. But his name is William. So, William, if you're listening, I'm not trying to be offensive here at all. I think you've got some good points here, but I disagree with some of them, and I'm just curious to get everybody's opinion on it. So, well, eBay is just in it for the money. They long ago gave their support from sellers to buyers. They know how the software works, so it's just lip service if they're asking sellers for input, which I think I kind of said that to a certain degree, although I don't think it's entirely that. If you list a fuzzy dog by Ty, then it should come up as a fuzzy dog by Ty. If you as a buyer select the lowest price, it should show by price lowest first. It's not rocket science, but eBay is playing games with who they show what they show, when they show. It's a pay-to-play kind of thing, sort of thing. Before we get to the obvious argument here about promoted listings, this first statement is interesting to me. Well, eBay's just in it for the money. So I think we could all stipulate to that. And who can blame? I mean, of course eBay's in it for the money. Of course, what else would they be in it for? We're in it for the money, for goodness sake. So I think that is not necessarily something that wasn't true in the past. They've always been in it for the money. They will always be in it for the money. So will we, for the most part. I mean, there could be other reasons. I used to tell my history classes all the time, there's really only 3 reasons that people do what they do. Hey, I just had a sale. I normally keep my volume off. Where did I sell? Oh, really? I'll have to tell you tomorrow. Anyways, I think that that's pretty evident, right? They're in it for the money. I have no qualms with eBay being in it for the money. The next statement, however, they long ago gave their support from sellers to buyers. I think they've always had their support with buyers, as it probably should be. However, what I think has gotten worse is the lack of support for sellers. In other words, buyers should always be the focus for eBay. I think it might not be popular with us sellers, but if I was eBay, my priority would be buyers over sellers. However, you can't have one without the other. And in my opinion, the treatment of sellers over the years has declined slowly but surely. And yes, there's other factors involved, Amazon and other, Walmart doing free returns on everything, all that stuff. And I do think they could improve the relationship with sellers quite a bit. Anything we can do to get those first-time buyers, that's a great thing, and give them a good experience because they'll come back, they're used to the platform, they know how it works, and you can get more sales. Most of the time, unless something screwy goes on and the buyer's a fraud or whatever, or they don't know how to work it or something like that. But the other side of the equation, I actually agree quite a bit with. Not quite exactly like this, but the problem I have with promoted listings is kind of exactly what was stated here. If you're going to have a lowest price first and they throw up 5 comps in front of it, and there's not some kind of fundamental fairness across the board for sellers, when a buyer intentionally searches a certain way, I think I don't like it. I'll just be honest. I do not like it at all. If it's a general search, like best item for you, or I don't even know what it's called at this point, that's a little bit different. I still wish they didn't have it, but I don't think it's necessarily an unethical thing to do, I guess I should say. But I am curious because I keep learning and I keep getting opinions from a lot of different people, a lot of people that I respect who do it differently and think about it differently. So I'm curious what you really think of eBay's promoted listings. And if you think it's fair, if you just think it's business, if you think all these companies are going this direction, which they are. And boy, if you hate this system, you really hate Amazon's systems. You want to talk about cutthroat and pay to play, there's where you really got it. And then you got to compete against Amazon itself a lot of times, where eBay's not necessarily selling their own products. So I don't know. Is it here to stay? Probably. I wish they would make changes to it, or at least explain it better. Maybe they did. Maybe I just don't understand it the way I should. But you could still sell things. I mean, other than viewer sales today, which I don't think we've had any yet, unless you didn't leave a message. Other than viewer sales, I would say out of the and I don't promote viewer sales, but we can just throw those out of the equation for a second. And by the way, I'm talking about promoted listings in the traditional sense. I'm not talking about like sending an offer and all that stuff, which in some sense, those are promoted listings as well, or running a sale or sending a coupon out. I'm talking about paying a percentage to get your item viewed by more people on the eBay platform. I had another person give me an example of an antique booth, and it really kind of got me thinking about it differently. They're like, hey, you want an antique booth on the first floor at the front of the store by the checkout? You're going to pay more for that booth than you're going to pay in the basement or up in the attic in the corner. So, and it's true. So, this is tough for me. I guess it's more I just don't like it. And in reality, 99% of my sales are not promoted sales. I mean, I promote myself, I promote this show, but I don't promote on the eBay platform. And you can still sell things if you put the right price on them. But a lot of times you have to put a better price than the people who promote it. Personally, I'd rather pass that sales discount, if you will, by not promoting it and listing it a little bit lower, 5% lower or something. I'd rather pass it on to the buyer, because that's a good buyer experience too, than give it to eBay. But I can see both sides of the coin. Tell me in the comments below. Sold a couple of Christmas reindeer plush. I really need to turn my phone's volume off over there. It's dinging like crazy. And these are from Hershey, no? Dakin? I thought it said Hershey on it. Maybe there's something in there. I gotta make sure it's right, but that looks like 2 reindeer to me, doesn't it? I think it is. $10 or $9.50 plus shipping. Let's give away some tape before I do the rest of the sales here. The winner for the 6-pack of the My Go-To tape is the Wolf Pack. 6-pack, got a wolf. Okay, there you go. The Wolf Pack 9456. So far, everybody in the last couple weeks has claimed their prizes, no matter what, we've given it away. So hopefully we keep that up. And if not, we'll rerun them at the end. We've still got, how many? 8, 7, 6 more of these to go. We also have an eBay gift card we're going to give away, $25. And this tape right here, you can find it over there. The link down below, American Bubble Boy. Use code Commonwealth, 5% off. By the way, for clarity's sake, this was a gift from Joel to this audience right here. And the eBay gift card I bought. So eBay did not give me anything to give away, in case you're wondering out there. Had some really good sales here so far today, good price-wise. And this is a tiny one. Still a good one, though. I like them. And see if I can get the right one. Plum Dazzle Mary Kay cheat color, $7. Plus shipping. Sold this Big Ben youth size Reebok jersey. Not in the best of condition, but it's not terrible. And I probably paid $2 for that one. I think I remember paying, I wanted to pay $1, I paid $2. So for $11.66 plus shipping. I was just looking down to see if there was any viewer sales here, and I think I missed one because the next one is to Jennifer. It says repeat buyer on here, and thank you, it says in the comments, and she bought those reindeer right there. So Jennifer, I assume you're a viewer. Thank you. And I had a similar message which reminded me of that one, and it's from Kathy, which also says repeat buyer. So let's see here. There's a Katrina and a Kathy. I think this is what's sold. And it's sold for $11 plus shipping. If you ever find the D handles, you're better off. And this one was just sparkling brand new, and I paid $1 for it. Sold for $12 plus shipping. Got a couple of scrubs that sold, size XL right here. And it is Eeyore. And Eeyore again, True Blue. And that sold for $15.50 plus shipping. Looks like I was wrong. Looks like I did get a Commonwealth critter in here, huh? Looking for a treat. Hold on. I'll get you a treat. I'll get my little bag out. I didn't think I'd see you out here, but it stopped raining. I must get tired of Mama. All right, sit. Sit. That's a good boy. Sold some more of the peanut clings. I keep a lot of Christmas items inside that's been in there since last year. Peanut window clings. And we had a viewer buy one the other day and another viewer buy one today. I think we're into them for $1. What'd I say, $13.30 plus shipping? It is a pain in the butt to ship though. It took me like 5 minutes to get one to ship this thing in. I don't know if it's worth it, but it probably is. I suppose 5 minutes for $10 profit is definitely worth it. Hey, Kevin, Katrina from JCat VMAC. You bought something the other day. Jim and Katrina Vintage Media and Collectibles. And I'm learning that reselling is different than it was when I lived in Colorado. I'm just getting back into the reselling again and need advice. Okay, what other platforms would you suggest besides eBay? So, all right, this is actually something we're going to talk about in a future episode because we actually took everything off of eBay. We've talked about that, but we took it off of the other platforms as well. And so now that everything's back up on eBay, we're going to start to ramp up the cross-listing ourselves. And I think we've decided we're going to cross-list absolutely everything to Mercari and Poshmark. We're doing it anyways, just do all of it. And I think that's the way we're going to go. But we'll talk about that in future episodes. I've heard a lot of good things about Etsy lately. But I hear a lot of complaints about Etsy too. So if you're an Etsy person, down below, let us know. It's fair weather walling here. Got your treat. Time to go back in and sit down. Also, by the way, I have not heard much about Depop at all lately. Occasionally I hear about Grailed. I know my buddies on RIN, a few of them over there, Reseller Information Network, they use Grailed for certain items. And I don't hear almost anything good about Facebook Marketplace these days, at least the shipping part of it. You know, local deals are one thing. Unfortunately, out where I live, there's very few local Facebook Marketplace deals. And, of course, there's Whatnot as well, but it takes the right kind of strategy, I think. These are stadium giveaway hats. Inaugural season in the Conference USA. And 3 of them sold to one person, $11 plus shipping a piece. And this one sold separately, $11 plus shipping. You know, I love to sell vintage t-shirts. Part of that one giant haul we had not too long ago. Single stitch bait shop, Benny's Bait Shop and Sushi Bar. It's got a Hawaii tag on it with the still, you know, new old stock right here. And it has some staining on it though. You see the staining? And so we sold that right there. I got to double check the listing, make sure we disclose that. And that one didn't sell for a lot because of that, I think. The back looks awesome though. And it sold for $11 plus shipping. I'm into it for pennies. Sorry for all you Caddyshack fans. It's a little chilly in here because I turned the heater off when I filmed the video because it makes too much noise. So I had to put a long sleeve shirt on here. And this one I thought went to a viewer. There's no message here, but I'm going to say thank you to Christopher, CJ's Best Finds, because I think I saw a message in the messaging system from you. So it does have that issue, and it looks like in the description we put imperfections. We didn't even list it as new. But if for some reason you're not happy with it, just let me know and we can refund it. You are a polite beggar. You know that? Don't eat my tape. Don't forget hashtag #MyGoToTape in the comments below. You'll be entered to win. All right, y'all. We got some Commonwealth comedy, although Blue Ridge Mom over here said this isn't a joke. It's a riddle.
What is harder to catch the faster you run?
Besides walling? I don't know. What?
Your breath.
It is a riddle. I like it. Thank you, bud.
Bye.
All right, y'all. I screwed up on some earlier plush, and then I couldn't find these. My wife told me I screwed up. She was right. And then she found them.
In 3 seconds.
In 3 seconds. That's exactly right. So this was what's supposed to go out for $9 something plus shipping. All right, y'all. Reagan's got a bunch of people to thank today. We're going to thank a bunch of people over the next few days for buying the Macho Anime Q4 sticker.
We got Pierce, Courtney, Joseph, Daniel, Holly, Katie, Matt, Macy, Chris, Virgil, Zach, Anton, and Kimberly.
All right, that's it for today. So thank you very much.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all, I'm going to say goodbye right now from right here because that other shed is a mess because we've been buying a ton of stuff. I was out there today for quite a while trying to process it and help a little bit with the girls. So any rate, I also got a funny story I'm going to tell you on the next episode. I lost my razor. I couldn't find it anywhere, my electric razor, and I found it. And that's a funny story that some of you eBay folks might relate to a little bit. So at any rate, thank y'all for joining us. As always, we appreciate you. Let me know your comments down below, your opinions on the things we talk about today. I just like to get a good feel for how things really are out there in the community. Let me know how your sales are going. Is it still a bit of a roller coaster? It still is for me. We're having sales, but they come in big batches and then nothing, and big batches and nothing. We'll talk about that as well. Thank y'all for joining us, and I can't wait to see you next time.